Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Lily. Hi, hello. Aka Lipstick is my love on Instagram. And today's video, I think, is a bit overdue by several years. I know I'm a bit late to this. But basically today we're going to be testing out a product that is 2 years old, I think. I've had some requests to review it. I got it from the Jeffree Star and Mama Mitchell masterclass in Birmingham. It was in the goodie bag. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it up here. Go check that out. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a little test and play with the Spectrum Burn Book brush set. Now, I'm very excited. We're going to be doing a full face using all of these brushes today. I'm going to start my rambling and let's get right into this video. Right, so I've already gone and primed my face. So this is it. If you've not seen it before, this is basically from the brand Spectrum. It's a set of face and eye brushes in the style of the Burn Book from the film Mean Girls. If you haven't seen Mean Girls, why? Like, the detail on this is brilliant, really cool. And the fact that it's got an actual bag strap as well. So you don't have to lug your brushes around in another bag. You can literally just wear them, which I think is just really cool in general, the whole design. And then you've got the little zip as well. It's like a mini Burn Book. And the fabric, honestly, the material of this is the nicest feeling thing I think I own. I can't describe it. It's kind of like that squishy, soft, this bit, it's almost memory foam-esque. It's not like thick. It's not like super thick, but you can kind of, it's really nice, really good quality. Everything's really nice and stitched. So this is the inside of the Burn Book. So we've got the really lovely pink and purple brushes. We've got some face brushes, got some more, and then we've got some eye brushes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 brushes. And this really cute little pouch, which comes out with a press stud. So it's literally just a little press stud thing that pops in there. So literally, because it's a bag, you can literally just put makeup or bits and bobs in here. You don't even have to use these brushes if you don't like them. If you just want the bag, you can put your own brushes in. You can put makeup in here, and you've got everything you need with you. There's a little zip on it. It's just a really nice little mesh bag insert. And again, it's got like that faux leather at the top. So the inside of the packaging again is really nice, and it's got the pockets to like the elasticated things to slot the brushes into, which is really nice. This was originally released in 2017, blimey. So it is 2 years old. So we are going to see if it stood the test of time, and if it's, obviously I don't mean like if it's gone bad, because it's brushes and brushes can't go off, but I mean like if they work, because I know a lot of standards have changed in the past 2 years in regards to brushes and makeup and everything. So we're just going to see if they work on my face. Right, so I've already primed, and I'm going to go in with a stick foundation. The products I'm using are ones that I am very familiar with. I know how they work. I know they're good, because then I don't have to worry about if the product's bad, because I know how all these products work. I know how they perform. I'm going to go in with, this is my all-time favourite stick foundation. This is the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. This is in the shade Light Beige. And this is the creamiest, nicest, honestly best stick foundation I've ever used. So there is a little brush which I'm going to use to blend my foundation in. So it's the Spectrum B01 brush. It's basically a really nice flat top buffer brush. So it's a nice material. I think it's like wooden. It feels like wooden material, the main handle bit, and then you've got the top bit, which is kind of metally plastic thing. And it kind of blends into like a pink to an ombre purple, which is really pretty. And all of these brushes have a phrase on them from the show. So this one says, "She doesn't even go here," which I think is really cute. They've just got their own little, you know, it just adds something to them rather than just being brushes. They're more personalised to the collection. I'm just going to use this buffer brush and just buff this foundation out and see how it goes. I've just buffed half of my cheek in on my one side, and look how nice, that's really smooth. So I'm just blending my forehead. I think I might have a new favourite stick foundation brush, and that's a very big thing for me because I've been like a Morphe Y6 girl for such a long time. This is £80. The whole set retails for £80. I am not sure if you can buy them separately, but I will put a link below to the Spectrum website so you can check out the brush set for yourself. But so far I am very happy. Blended out nicely. It's not streaky, which happens quite often, and I kind of rebuffed it in on my forehead and it worked really nice. I'm going to go in with concealer and I'm going to use the same buffer brush. So I'm just going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Beige. I will, if I remember, I will try to list all of the products I used down below in the description. Don't hold me to it because I tend to forget a lot of things. Oh, that's a bit much. So I'm just putting the concealer under my eye. So I'm going to go in with the same brush and I'm kind of more dabbing it in this time. Okay, just going on to the other side again, just buffing that in. So that's all blended in and that is, again, really nice. It's not gone cakey, it's not gone streaky, it's blended out really well actually. I am very impressed with this brush so far. So I'm just gonna go set my face. This is a big fluffy brush. I'm gonna just use this to powder me up. I think this could probably be a powder brush and it could be a bronzer brush as well if you wanted it to. It's quite a big, just fluffy brush. It's nice and soft, the same softness as the other one. It's not very dense, but it's kind of dense. I'd say it's like medium. And again, this is the Spectrum A01 brush, and this one's phrase, "You can walk home, bitches," which is just great. So I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in the shade Butter, which I am absolutely obsessed with. I'm just going to put it under my eyes and then we're just going to see, you know, what happens. So just going in. It literally smells like cake, this powder does. So I'm just going in, I'm literally just powdering my whole face. That's all I'm doing. I just want to see if I'm getting powder everywhere. Oh my goodness. So I just want to see if it distributes it well, if it gets like good coverage, which I think it will because it's quite a thick, not thick, it's quite a big brush. It's applied the powder. I mean, it's not done anything dramatic. So we're going to move on to eyebrows, and I don't really think you can go wrong with eyebrow brushes. This is literally just an angled flat eyebrow brush, which won't focus, love that. This is a Spectrum A17 and this says, "She's a life ruiner." So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. I feel like the bristles need to be stiffer, but I did say that about the buffer brush and that worked out really well. I think it might need to be a bit thinner because you can see it's kind of thick bristles almost. So I'm going to put it on my eye. The thing I would like to see, if there was a spoolie on the end of this, I think that would make it a lot better. I think eyebrow brushes that have spoolies are like up there with the best ones. So we're just going to do an eyebrow, just starting with the underneath of my eyebrow. That's my one eyebrow, because it's not like it's just an eyebrow brush. I'm going to do the other one off camera. I'm going to then carve them out with my own eyebrow brush, because I don't have a brush in here to do that, and then I will be back and we can focus on the eyes. That's my eyebrows done. Wasn't really a problem with the brush. I did find on my left side it was kind of maybe dragging the products a little bit. Nothing major. That brush might be better for like powder and not as like wet products basically, because I feel like it might drag it a little bit. Wasn't an issue, just letting you guys know that's what happened. So we're going to move on to eyes. Okay, so I've just gone and primed my eyes. We're now going to dive into eyeshadow. It's the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. This is the palette if you're not familiar with it. As you can see, I have used it and love it very much. We're going to go into this because I know how this performs. Now, we only have 3 eyeshadow brushes. So we've got this one, which I'm going to be going into first. And I'm going to be using this, I think, for most of the colours. I'm keeping it simple. We're doing a simple little look to test out some product. So this is a fluffy, it's just a nice fluffy eyeshadow brush. And this is Spectrum B06. I don't know why I keep saying Spectrum, you know it's Spectrum brushes. And this says, "You go Glen Coco," for you Glen Coco. I'm going to be using this. So I'm just going to go into the shade Bossy, which is this really nice, it's like a browny purple. It's more like a deep purple shade actually. Kind of browny, deep purpley red. I don't know. It's a nice colour, and we're going to go in with the brush. I'm just going to put this colour in the crease and we'll see how it goes. I'm just kind of going to tap it on. Okay, well the colour's there definitely, so the brush is doing its job of transferring the colour nicely. Very nice. Okay, I was going to say I don't think this would be that good because it took a while to pick up some colour. But no, it's definitely transferring the colour really nicely. I think I'm going to go for a halo eye. I'm just going to go and do the same on the other eye. That colour is on my eyes and it's actually a really nice colour. I think what I'm going to do now, I am going to blend that out. I'm going to go into the pink shade in this palette, which is Flamingo. Just this lovely, nice bright pink shade right there. I've cleaned my brush off with some wire wool. You swirl it in some wire wool. You swirl it round some wire wool and it kind of takes that excess of colour off. It's actually picking up the colour really nice like that. You can see straight away it's there. It's picking it up really nice. This is the test now to see how well it blends. So I'm just going to blend these two together and then I'm going to try and blend it out a little bit just to soften it up. And I like to just use like circular motions. It's blending nicely. You can see it's blending the pink and the, we'll call it a purple, together really nicely. So I've just gone and blended that out. That's actually blended really nicely. This B06 brush is nice. It's very soft. All the brushes so far are very soft. Nice texture. It's easy to work with. Because this is the only eye brush, I can't really do much else. In regards to eyes, so we're going to cut the crease and then just add some glitter, so to see how this brush works to cut the crease with, and then we'll do under eye and then we'll do the rest of the face. So we're going to cut the crease with this brush, an A16 brush. It's just a flat, quite small, rounded flat, almost like a packer brush. This is very stiff. It's very dense, so this would be very good for packing colour on, and also we're going to use it to cut the crease. So this one says "Boo, you whore." We're going to go in and cut the crease again, just using that P. Louise base. Just putting this base in the middle of the eye because we're going to do like a halo eye. Well, that's the goal anyway. It's putting it on nicely, distributing it really nicely. So I've cut the crease. Not sure what's happened. I appear to have lost my ability to do a decent cut crease. But yeah, this brush, can't really go wrong. Small, stiff packer brush. Does its job. We were going to use that same brush and see how it put glitter on the lid. We're not going to do that anymore because I've just made the brush filthy. So I'm just going to use a finger and just go in and put some glitter on my eye. We're then going to go back in with the fluffy brush just to blend the purple out to make it look a bit neater, because right now this is a little bit of a mess. I'm going to go in with the shade Rose Gold, which is like this nice chunky glitter, and then this shade Angelic on top. That Angelic on top just makes it look so metallic. It's so pretty. So I'm just going to go back in with the fluffy blender brush We're just going to go back into that dark shade Bossy and just basically neaten it up. So just buff more of that shade kind of in the outer corner just to give it a bit more of a shape, and then blend it kind of at the top. Like, you can see already the difference between that and that. Like, it's still not the neatest, but it's a lot softer. And now we're going to go on to the final eye brush, and we're going to do the under eye. It's just a thick, it's quite short, and it's not flat, it's quite short. It looks like a typical under eye buffer brush almost. It's very stubby. And this is an A07. And this one says, "That's so fetch." I'm just going to go in with the dark shade under the eye and just see how it picks up and performs. Picks up the product nicely. Let's just give it a go. I think because it's all the same kind of material brushes, like they're made up of the same thing, they perform really nicely. Like, look, that's just put that much product there. I'm just going to go into the pink shade, Flamingo, just try and very lightly put that underneath the shade, just to give it a bit more depth and just to blend it a little bit more. What I've used so far is very good. The buffer brush for the foundation and concealer was really nice, really lovely. Made my skin look really nice. It blended in really well, didn't buff out weird, so love that. The brush I used for the powder, the big fluffy brush, again was nice, no real problems with that. And then all the brushes I've used so far for the eyes blend out really nice, definitely show the pigment, cut the crease really nice. The eyebrow brush, not really an issue, but it just kind of took a bit of the product away. I think that would be better suited to not a wet product, so like a powder or something like that. So we have 4 brushes left. I'm going to do my bronzer. I'm going to go in with this one because this is a brush number C01, and this is basically a massive fluffy fan brush. So this says, "On Wednesdays we wear pink." Iconic. Going with my only bronzer that I use actually at the minute, which is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer, which is very used, as you can see. It's picking it up, but I'm having to kind of dig it in there a little bit. So I've got some on my brush, so let's see how it works, how it performs. So I'm kind of putting it, oh well, it definitely works, it definitely picks it up, it's definitely there, which is what we like, maybe a little too much. So I'm just going to keep going and see how it blends, if it blends. So I'm kind of just doing like my cheeks, and then I'm kind of go up my temples and my forehead. I like to do my forehead as well. Oh, that's definitely there. That's the type of bronzy contour kind of thing that I like. This is most likely going to be my new bronzer contour brush because of how precise, that's it, precise it is. Like, you can see it's the line, it's not kind of everywhere, whereas it normally would be if I were to bronze. I'm kind of more defined, which I really like. So this, so far, I think this is, I'd say this is probably my favourite brush. Okay, so we're nearly done. We've just got a couple steps left. We've got 3 brushes left. So next I'm going to go in with blush, and I'm going to use this brush, which is a fluffy angled brush, which is like a typical angled blush brush. This is an A05, and this is You're Like Really Pretty. I'm going to go in with my Morphe blush trio in Pop of Blush. I broke it, and this like blush topper is very nearly broken. So we're just going to pop this in. I like to mix all 3 of them together, you know, mainly the middle one, which is like the actual blush itself, but I kind of literally just go back and forth. So I think that's picks them up. We are going to just put some on like the apples of our cheeks, then I like to bring it back and blend it a bit with the bronzer. Okay. It works. It's not as what's the word? I've gone in quite a lot and it's not put as much product as my other brush would normally, which isn't always a bad thing, but I have had to dig at the product a little bit more. Like, it looks like there's a fair amount on there, but then I'm putting it on and it's not like the one we used to do the bronzer, whereas that like dispersed all of it on. It's there and you can see it, but it's not like I was expecting. We only have 2 things left. Well, 2 brushes left. We've only got 1 thing left to do. We've got 2 brushes left, and we have a fan brush, which is typically a highlighter brush. I don't use fan brushes as a highlighter brush, but I will use it just to see how it performs. And then we have this brush, which is like a what's it called? It's like a pointed. It's what I was on about earlier, under eye bullet brush. That's what this is like. It's like the Morphe under eye bullet brush. I'm going to try highlight with this on one side, and then I'll do highlight with the fan brush on the other side. So the highlighter I'm going to use is this Rodial or Rodial, I don't know how to pronounce it, Instagram Compact Deluxe Highlighting Powder in 02. Very pretty. And we're going to go with the fan brush first on my right side, so your left side. And this is the A10 brush, and this says Gruel. So it's a little bit bent, I will say. It's a little bit lost its shape. I don't know if it's because it's been squashed in the packaging, but one side is kind of feathered out a bit, so it has kind of lost a little bit of its shape. Oh, well, she works. She definitely works. I think it definitely gives you more of a precise application using a fan brush. That's really nice, and you can see it's literally made that shape that I wanted. Very precise. I like that actually. Right, so the last brush you have is this one. Is like the bullet brush. This is an A21 brush, and I'm going to use this on the other side of my face to highlight. And this one says "You can't sit with us." Okay, this highlighter is so pretty. I think the fan brush gives more of like an instant glow, which is not what I was expecting. Both of them perform pretty well actually. This one, the fan brush actually was a little bit better at getting like that instant glow. Had to go back in with the bullet brush another time. So I think I'm just going to pop on some lashes and then I'll be back to give my final thoughts. Just put on some lashes. These are from Badass Cosmetics in the style Badass. So fluffy and big. I'm obsessed with them. But yeah, this is the final look using all the brushes from the Spectrum Burn Book brush set. Final thoughts. I can't complain. I am very happy with it. The book, it's like, just the book, it's like self alone is amazing and really good quality, and it's a bag, so I think that as well makes it better, the fact that it's not just a brush set, it's also a bag. It's got that pocket in the middle which you can take out, which is great. Do I think it's worth £80? You get 10 brushes, so say you've got £10 a brush. No, I can't, no. £8 a brush. £8 a brush. And then you've got the case / bag as well. So when you break it down like that, I think it's worth it. If you can afford it and you've been wanting it for a while, I would say give it a go. If you are in need of some good brushes and you specifically need face and eye brushes and you've wanted this for a long time, if you can afford it, I'd say definitely get it, because it's not just, I think if it was just the brushes with a very basic bag, I'd be like, yeah, they're good, and it's still only £8 a brush, but, you know, but because of the case that it comes with, I think is definitely a good selling point. You've got the really nice high quality case, you've got the really good high quality brushes, you've got the fact that this is also a bag, you've got the fact that it's got the little removable pouch inside. Like, you get 10 brushes. Guys, I think that's all I've got for you today. thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and smash the subscribe button and the little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a video. Leave me a comment. Do you have this burn book? Do you want it? Are you now going to purchase it? So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, evening, whatever you're doing, and I will see you on my next video. So see you again, guys. Bye.